GSoC web development session, we will be mainly answering some of your queries which you have sent us. What are the prerequisites to be a contributor in web development? There is no such particular prerequisite to be a contributor. You just have to know basics of any one particular programming language, be it JavaScript, Python, or any language of your choice. You should just know the basics. So there is no such best organization which suits all the students. Each organization is unique. There are so many organizations which have different tech stack, different use cases, different aims. So you do have to see yourself that which organization matches with your skill set. So based on that, you have to choose the organization and the project. But still, there are some big organizations which are regularly getting selected in Google Summer of Code and selects a lot of students. So some of them are Wikimedia Foundation, Mozilla, Sugar Labs, NRNB, Rocket.chat, CNCF, Zulip, Fosolzi. Yes, definitely. Even if you know less than 50% of that project, you should still apply. Because if you know everything beforehand, then what will you learn in that particular project, in that particular mentorship program? Because you should be learning something new in that project. That should be your aim. So also the maintainers know that you are still a university student doing your undergraduation and you are not a working professional from whom they would expect that they should know everything about the project. They would guide you at each particular step. Whenever you will get stuck, they will provide you all the resources. If you are facing difficulty in learning a new technology, a new language or tech stack, just openly ask them. They will provide you all the necessary resources and would even guide you in all possible ways. So yes, you should definitely apply for those projects. So there are tons of projects in each technology, and there's no one particular technology which on learning you can say that yes, now I will get selected into Google Summer of Code if I learn this technology. It is not like that. But still it depends on your particular skill set. Like if you already know JavaScript beforehand, then maybe learning Node.js and React.js would be easier for you and you can look for projects in them. But if you have already studied Java till class 12th in your school, then maybe Java would be easier for you. Or if you are a newbie and you have no knowledge of any programming language, then maybe Python would be the easiest to learn of all. So it depends upon you that what are your particular skill sets and what all tools and technology you learn. And also always be open to learn any new tool or technology or framework. Can you please give us a brief description of your project and your mentoring organization? So my mentoring organization is Fosolji. So Fosolji is an open source license compliance software system and toolkit. So in easy word, each open source project you use has a particular license like MIT license or GPL license. So what this particular tool does is it scans your code base and gives you a result that these are particular are the licenses found in your particular project. These are the copyright holders, and so that you can export them later, because any particular big organization needs to know the list of all the licenses and the list of all the contributors and the copyright holders in their project. So for that, this tool Fosolji is available for them, and this tool is mainly written in C++ and PHP. So it was a very old project of around 90s. So at that time PHP and PostgreSQL were very famous and popular. So that's why at that time it was written in that particular tech stack. But now they found the need that this particular tech stack is getting older and they should switch to new tech stack like React for development. So my project was mainly to migrate the front end of this particular tool from PHP to React. So I only know about JavaScript and React, but I had no idea about PHP and knew only basics of C++. So for me, it was a great learning experience learning about PHP and C++ and then contributing in them. And then because even though my main project was to write the UI in React, but I also have to look through the code written in PHP and C++ as well. So I have to many a times read the code, go through it, and even modify that particular code written in PHP and C++. So you should always know that you should be open to learn anything new. And then I created the project and the front end of that particular tool in React. So yes, even if you don't get selected in Google Summer of Code, don't be disheartened. There are many such open source programs. One is like uh, LFX mentorship program, which is sponsored by Linux Foundation. Then we have MLH fellowship by MLH. Then we have Google Season of Talks by Google. We have Outreachy. We have Season of KDE from KDE. Then we have FOSS Asia Code Heat, which is an event conducted by FOSS Asia. We have Alibaba Summer of Code. So we have tons of open source programs and mentorship programs. So even if you don't get selected in Google Summer of Code, it's fine. There are a lot of programs. You can go through their particular websites and research more about them. So you should just contribute in open source in general also, because you never know what good opportunity you can get by contributing to that. So there's no particular strategy for getting selected into Google Summer of Code, but few points which you should follow is like, firstly, you should learn any one particular programming language. It can be of any, like JavaScript, PHP, Python, Java, any one particular language, so that you just know the basics of programming. Then you have to select the organization based on your particular skill set. And once you have selected your organization and your project, you have to interact with that organization. Like you have to research about that organization, that what exactly does they do. You can join their communication channel. Like each organization have its own communication channel. Some use Gitter, Slack, Zulip, or mailing list, or IRC channel. So go to their communication channel, join it, introduce yourself, tell them that yes, you want to contribute it to their project, and interact with them. Then you have to familiarize yourself with the platform they use to host code. So like most organization use GitHub or GitLab, but some organization like Wikimedia, they use Fabricator. So it's similar to GitHub and GitLab only. So if you are looking for Wikimedia, then you should also learn what is Fabricator and how to use that platform. Then after that, you should also know basics of Git and GitHub, how to use them. Then you should also look for that particular project which you are interested in, that organization, that what exactly is the organization doing, what is its main aim. Each project, you should know a big high level overview that what the project's aim to achieve. And then you have to go to their source code and you have to clone it and run the project locally. Like this is a very important step, because many people give up here if they face any difficulty in setting up the project locally. So if you face any difficulty, go to their communication channel and in their community ask their doubt, but don't get stuck here. Ask help from the maintainers. They will always help you and guide you in all possible ways. So after you have locally run the project, you have to use it. Like you have to see that what exactly the project does. So how to use that particular tool or that particular website or whatever is that tool. And then you can see that if there is any scope of improvement in it. Even can be a minor small change like go to top button or any particular small thing which you think that it should be present, and you can maybe work upon that. So if you find it, then go to their issue section and open a new issue. First, you should see that if already an issue exists or not. or if it is not present, then you can open it. But if you are unable to find any issues, then it's fine. Go to their issues section and look for beginner friendly issues. Like each organization have some list of issues which are good first issue or beginner friendly issue, which newcomers should would found it easy to tackle and easy to do. So start working on them. It can be a small fix like a documentation fix or some small HTML CSS fix or anything, but the start should be small, but then keep on going and start taking some bigger issues and keep understanding the code base. And then understanding the code base, for that you should first see a big picture, that you should not know exactly what code is written in each file, but you should know the folder structure, that this particular folder is mainly responsible for this part, this particular folder is responsible for that part. So you should have a big high level picture of that. Then you have to just keep contributing into that project, make some PRs, which is pull request, and then when the time comes and the project ask for a proposal, then you have to create a proposal for that particular organization, explaining all the previous work done in that organization and the understanding of the project idea. Like when they give the project idea, you have to, they expect you that what you understand from that particular idea. Like if you have to create a new website for them from scratch, then you have to analyze all particular use cases, like this can be created in this way or this way, and I believe maybe each, and you have to give each way pros and cons. So you have to analyze each and every possibility in detail. You don't have to write the complete code, but you should have a big architecture diagram and some images that how you would be implementing that with all the particular details, and get it reviewed by the maintainers before the submitting it. And yes, then you have to submit, and even after the GSoC proposal submission date, then also you should keep contributing to the project also, because that time many people stop contributing when you submit the proposal, because that particular time also the mentors judge and review based on your project and based on your contribution to that particular organization. So keep contributing to that project even after submitting the proposal, because Google Summer of Code is not just for 3 months. This program is mainly aimed to bring developers into open source community so that they can contribute to open source and big organization. So that is the main aim of this particular program.